Pleasant Grove City Council, and we'll move now on to item number 8, our open session this evening, and invite anybody of the public to come forward at this time and address the council. Please state your name. And make sure that, get us,
And then turn it on, there should be a green light. There we go.
all right, thank you.
My name is still Scott Robinson. I live in Pleasant Grove up by the Manila Pond, and wanted to bring something to council's attention, see if we could get on the radar for the future. The Wasatch Front has the 26th worst air quality in the world. The next closest metro area is Seattle at 56 in the world, 26 to 56. Those are the two worst air quality markets in the U.S. 3 of the last 5 days in Pleasant Grove have had moderate air quality. 10 seconds of idling uses more gas than is needed to restart a car. And last September, I'm not sure, Mayor Fugel, if you were a part of this or not, I tried to research it, but 75 cities in Utah signed the 16th annual idle-free declaration with Governor Cox. It was kicked off with Governor Herbert previously, but for the 16th annual, 16th year in a row, this declaration was signed to make Utah an idle-free state. So my question, or my request of the City Council, is to implement turn the key, be idle-free signs, much like the city of Logan has. I've got a picture here if you'd like to see it, at all city buildings, at restaurants, public areas, especially schools, where you have a lot of parents idling to pick up kids for carpool pickup, that kind of thing. Our air quality here, as I've just documented, I think you are all nodding with, is abysmal. And it would be a simple change to put some signage up and have the city, for example, acknowledge that. In the newsletter last month that came out, it talked about, on the front page of the Pleasant Grove newsletter, if you're going to warm your car up and let it idle, please don't leave the keys in it so it doesn't get stolen. So the city is talking about having cars idling. I think it would be an important part for the council to look at a minimum, putting up turn the key, be idle-free signs throughout the city, and then other things that can be implemented, whether it's city vehicles that are purchased that are more green, et cetera. So with a minute 10 left, that is my request.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah.
We'll definitely work on that request.
Great. And Sid has my contact information. We're happy to be involved, not just in identifying the problem, but being involved in the resolution as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else like come forward and address the council at this time? I see no one coming forward, so we'll now close our open session and bring it up here to the front and move on to item number 9, our consent items for this evening, which consist of the City Council meeting minutes of our December 5th, 2023 meeting, and B, consider for approval payment request number 6 for Staker Parsons Materials and Construction, a CRH company, for the Pleasant Grove 2600 North Roadway Improvement Project. C, to consider for approval payment request number 1 for J. Lynn Roberts and Sons for the chlorination system installation at the Atwood Well and the Gibson Wells and the Anderson and the Adams Well projects. And D, to consider for approval payment request number 2 and change order number 1 for Kilgore Contracting for the 900 West Surface Restoration Project. And E, to consider for approval payment request 5 for S&L Incorporated for the Discovery Park Tennis Court rehabilitation. And F, to consider for approval of payment requests reports for December 14th and 19th, 2023. So with that, I ask for a motion.
Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve tonight's consent items as read by you.
We have a motion by Councilmember Jensen. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Anderson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We have no board, commission, or committee. Yes, we do, amongst ourselves here. So I take it to the council to appoint a mayor pro tem for the coming 2024 year.
Mayor, I make a motion to appoint Todd Williams as the mayor pro tem this year.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
A second. Any rebuttal on that one?
Now's your time.
Oh, okay, I
I
think
think we need to hear why he wants to do it.
so
I'm just kidding.
Do I want to do it? There was no campaigning on that one. No, but I'd be happy to serve, Mayor.
Okay, and we thank Councilmember Lamone for doing this past year. So with that, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We have, yes,
Just for our new council members' education, the state statute allows us to appoint a mayor pro tem in any regularly noticed meeting. It's just been the custom of the city to do it at the beginning of the year. That way, one designated person knows that they're responsible in case of the absence of the mayor. But it isn't required to do it at the beginning of the year. We can do it at any time should the need arise.
okay.
And so
Thank you.
Tina, just to clarify, if both are gone, the mayor pro tem, then we elect a.
And you elect a
okay.
new one
And we can do that in.
for that
okay.
meeting.
All right.
Thank you for that clarification. We have no public hearing items this night for a change, and we'll move to number 13. Our action items ready for vote this evening, and 13A is to consider for adoption Resolution 2024-01, authorizing the mayor to execute a traffic control and pedestrian safety participation agreement with Spectrum Academy located at 867 South, 800 West in Pleasant Grove, Utah, and providing for an effective date. Turn time over to our general counsel.
Mayor and council, before you is an authorizing resolution authorizing the mayor to sign this participation agreement with the Spectrum Academy. I don't know how familiar you are with the location of the school, but it's on 700 South and about 8th West. And there has been for a number of years a traffic issue at the pickup and drop off. There is a rather long driveway to get back to the school, but there are enough students driving, getting picked up and dropped off that it's created a traffic problem. This participation agreement was actually negotiated by our Public Works Director, Neil Winterton, and it just divides up the responsibilities for seeing that crosswalk is handled in a safer manner. So the city has agreed to install the flashing red light or flashing yellow lights for the school safety zone and to train a crossing guard. The school has agreed to provide the crossing guard whenever it's necessary and not to use the flashing lights more than an hour per day. And then to pay $11,756.90 for the ADA ramp and sidewalk from the ramp to the connection west. This is a little bit unusual. We normally do not have to do these type of agreements with schools. However, true official school zones are governed by state statute. This is a charter school, and this particular crossing doesn't meet all of the requirements to have a regular one, and so we've combined and cooperated with each other to make a safe situation for the students and for the traffic on that road. Any questions?
Counsel?
I just want to make it clear, because the resolution says that the city will work with Spectrum on this sidewalk, but then I think that states, the agreement states that the school is going to cover the cost, or is the city going to bear some cost?
So I think, if I remember correctly, the sidewalk's already been put in,
Yeah, so
and they're going to reimburse us.
there is a location where the ADA ramp crosses, and there is no current sidewalk connecting to any sidewalk. That's currently on private property. We have worked with the property owner to get a connection to the west, and that's the portion that the school has agreed to pay for right now, and that's been authorized and been put in. The remaining portion is what we're working together to get that put in, and that's going to require additional work with an additional property owner. So we're still in that phase.
Do we have an agreement from that property owner to grant an easement yet?
No, we do not.
Any other questions?
Just one question. So is this going to help get cars off of 7th South during the day? Okay.
Yes.
So now what?
Someone else will be directing traffic.
No.
crossing guard?
The
Right,
crossing guard will be directing traffic.
Okay.
yeah, right now, the inefficiency of some of that crossing and the untrained nature of those who are administering that are
Have been,
contributing to that traffic congestion. So in working with the school, I've also asked them to perform certain measures and do certain things as a part of that. And this road is a city road, and by state statute, we're responsible to make sure that
it's clear.
it's a safe opportunity for students. So really, working with the school in this manner is benefiting both the school and it's benefiting the city. And I don't know if we had to go to the courts if they'd have to pay anything, but they have agreed to pay to help with this situation.
Okay.
If it were a Maverick gas station or something, we'd require all those improvements up front. But
Absolutely.
unfortunately, the school, for the city anyway, the way the school submits site plans and the approval process, much different than what is governed by other
Well, and the school sits back.
businesses.
Well,
Yeah.
part of what happens is the school is exempt under state statute from a lot of our zoning requirements and our development standards. Traffic safety is one of those that we still maintain some control over. But what has happened in a number of cases, including this one, and the Lincoln Academy is another one that I can remember, they come in initially and build the school, and their representation to the city is that they're going to have a lot of online students, and they're not going to have the day-to-day traffic. And then what happens is they're established, the school's built, we don't require increased traffic safety mechanisms because they don't need them at the time that they're getting their approvals. They increase their enrollment, the people are actually on site, they're not all online like we thought they were going to be, and then that creates a problem. We had the same issue with Lincoln Academy with their expansion a few years ago.
Yeah.
And we worked out something similar with them too, where the city and the school participated in making that a safer situation for all involved.
And the different requirements, is that state, is that city? Why does the school have
State.
different standards?
It's state.
Hmm.
The state has exempted them out from a lot of the regulations for zoning for cities.
Okay.
So how much more sidewalk are we talking about, and is the school aware of how much that cost is gonna be?
It's spelled out in the agreement at that nearly $12,000, and they've.
That's for
already-
the new
Yeah.
stretch that
Yeah.
is yet to be determined whether the property
The
owners
new
really.
stretch is neither the school's responsibility nor the city's. It would be typically the property owners. So the school's not responsible to put sidewalk on the property that's not theirs.
Yeah, so is the 12,000 just their voluntary contribution to that?
Yeah.
Or are we gonna have a sidewalk that ends and goes into a muddy grass
That is-
patch?
That's how it's going to be for right now, and that's how, it's going to improve the current situation because it's gonna actually have a connection to the crosswalk. But it's still gonna have a section that's gonna need to be put in.
Who owns that
It's the
undeveloped?
Stratton Broad property right
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh. Do we know if there's many students that need ADA accessible ramps? Because I think that would be a problem if they're using the ADA accessible ramp to get to the school and then all of a sudden they have to go off-roading.
So part of this process was to determine where the students are going, and we had the school collect data on that, and they're all heading to the west, actually heading to a different location to be picked up or to hang out, so to speak. And so, obviously, we want students to be able to make it on a sidewalk. Unfortunately, we can't require the business to install sidewalk right there. They have verbally committed in the past that they want to do it and are willing to do it eventually, but, and we've reached out and we're in those discussions with, it's actually Representative Stratton's property.
Okay. I have one question for you on 1300 West. With the new road down to North County, are we looking at maybe changing that to a four-way stop, or have we looked at
At
that?
some
Or
point, it'll need to be signalized likely, but right
Oh,
now,
okay.
it's an uncontrolled two-way stop right now.
Mayor, are you talking about 1300 West where it hits North County?
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, where it hits,
Where it's-
it's,
It's the old Noah's.
No, that,
yeah, 700 south.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
That's,
the
Some-
NOAA's
It's a little tricky.
is almost done. That's almost complete. UDOT's performing that signalization work right now.
yeah.
1300 west, 700 south is a two-way stop.
Okay. Any other questions, council?
No.
Okay. With that, I ask for a motion on resolution 2024-01.
Mayor, I make a motion for adoption of Resolution 2024-01, authorizing the mayor to execute a traffic control and pedestrian safety participation agreement with Spectrum Academy located at 867 South and 800 West Pleasant Grove, Utah, and providing for an effective date.
We have a motion by Councilmember Jensen. Do I have a second?
Second?
Second by Councilmember Williams. And this will be a roll call vote, and we'll start out with Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Jensen.
Yes.
Councilmember Lamone.
Yes.
Councilmember Rogers.
Yes.
Councilmember Williams.
Yes.
Thank you. Passes unanimously. Now move on to our 13B, to consider for adoption Resolution 2024-02, authorizing the mayor to execute the First Amendment to the Interlocal Agreement 2022-673 between Utah County, Utah, and the Pleasant Grove City for the 1300 West Roadway Realignment Project and providing for an effective date. Director.
The aforementioned 1300 West project, we needed to amend the contract to obtain additional funds. The local office has the ability to do that, and so we got verbal permission to do that, and then this is codifying that verbal discussion in agreement form.
Any questions, council?
No.
Okay. With that, I ask for a motion on resolutions 2024-02.
Mayor, make a motion that we adopt resolution 2024-02 as read by you.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Anderson, a second by Councilmember Lamone. And this will also be a roll call vote, so we'll start out with Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Jensen,
Yes.
Councilmember Lamone,
Yes.
Councilmember Rogers,
Yes.
Councilmember Williams.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Now move on to 13C. Consider for awarding Geneva Rock Products Incorporated the bid of 2020 for the 2024 pavement preservation project in the base bid amount of $3,175,116.50, authorizing the mayor to sign the notice of award and Director.
Yeah, thank you. This is a part of the future and current road expenditures that we are embarking upon. This represents the pavement preservation project for 2024, as you can see on the screen, and all the streets that you see here will have a treatment. Now, this is not all encompassing. This is one project that we bid out. We got it out early. You can see the strategy that involves keeping areas close together so that mobilization costs are as kept to a minimum as much as possible. Also, what we have to do is evaluate and make sure that the utilities are good in these areas. In addition to this, there is in the next section a tree trimming contract that we'll need to award because the equipment utilized needs clearance along the right-of-way. In addition to that, a future project will come where we'll need to put some leveling courses out through these streets as well beforehand. So this represents a large commitment on the council's part to preserve the roads. And if I'm not mistaken, probably is the largest by area and cost that Pleasant Grove on its own, without additional funds from other sources, has awarded.
Wow.
Any questions, council?
So would you, can you talk about the word preservation? Are we talking everything from crack seal to sealant to everything?
This does not include any crack seals,
So if
any
we did that, I
sealants.
mean, a lot of the roads would be covered with different
Yeah.
colors.
Yeah,
okay.
we'll,
Should we be looking at that? Should we look at more road
we'll
seals?
produce another map that not only shows this project, but the projects that we've completed and then the other projects as well. I mean, this isn't going to include the utility projects that are going to require road work as well. I've mentioned 1160 North is reaching a couple $1 million. I've mentioned 500 North that needs a treatment, 1000 South needs a treatment that we're planning on this summer. 200 West for a couple, 3 blocks is going to receive a treatment for $500,000. So we've got, as I've mentioned before, upwards of $8 million planned, bid, and in the process to construct this summer.
So, Director, thank you. I mean, this includes a lot of what we call Old Town, a lot of the old roads, right? Have been around for a long time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, thank you. I mean, this is a lot of work and dedication. So, yeah.
Well, as I look at this road, look at this map, it's a lot of the roads that we've recently talked about that have been updated. So, I appreciate that. I mean, this, boy, that's, can you see that on that map?
I saw it
can't
for
either.
a second, but now I can't.
There we go. There we go. I just had to push harder. This right here, thank you for doing that. I don't dare drive my scooter on that road. So thank you for including those. Some of these right here as well. Those are tackling some of the really big problems over here as well. Upwards of 8 million, you said?
This right here represents 3.2 million, and then plus the tree trimming, and then we're going to have probably $500,000 of leveling course
Well done.
leading up to it. The 8 million leveling course, a leveling asphalt, because there's just areas that are too sunk or too out of plumb to just preserve.
and you actually fill it with a material that will adhere to the
Yeah.
And then overlay.
Mhm.
Because I think we talked about this, Director, but this is kind of a new technology, a little bit different way of resurfacing a road, or could you describe what they're doing to the
What our
roads here?
plan for this group here is a chip seal, which you've probably seen, lay down the oil, put the chips on it. And a lot of people are turned off by that. So we're gonna add a micro surface on top of that. So some would call it maybe a bonded matrix or an asphalt chip and micro surface. And what that does is, it doesn't require new collars around utilities. Collars alone on 900 West were upwards of a couple $100,000 just to do the concrete collars. It also doesn't use vibratory equipment so that it doesn't disrupt our utilities, because we're not planning on doing utility work in these areas. And that it requires a separate project and much more in-depth design than the specification. This is the surface area that you see, and then 100 pages of specifications on the type of material and the asphalt and the chips, right? I mean, right down to the size and fracture and how that's going to bind together is spelled out in a very detailed and technical way.
I mean, we've been working hard on our 3-year road plan, and I think this is a testament of that. And I hope that we put this out so our citizens can see that we've been working hard to make our roads better. And this is,
just the overlay stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is in addition to the 3-year plan,
Yeah,
correct?
well, some of this is included in the 3-year plan. We're still reaching those commitments. And then, of course, there's going to be those larger projects that you'll see at the budget and planning meeting that we have in February. I hope to have a finalized report for all of that with even possible bid numbers. But we got this out to bid early. It gives us a lot of advantage over other cities and entities. I mean, $3 million is a big job for even Geneva Rock, that we were glad to get that competition and that competitive bid that's going to give the value to the residents.
So question, is there a temperature that this has to lay down?
We want it to be done in the summer,
Okay,
so it'll be.
it's not a spring,
yeah,
it's not an early spring project?
No, it's not going to be early spring. This will be late spring, early summer.
Not
Or
during
or even
strawberry
late
days.
into the summer, but, yeah, we'll,
You got a lot of Old Town in there.
yeah.
Do you guys remember Sharon Murphy? She lived
Yeah.
on an Indian street.
I know, we're doing the Indian streets.
Well, I think hers already got done.
Oh, okay.
About a year and a half ago, and I always joked with Sharon, I said, Sharon, if it's the last thing I do, I will make sure your road is fixed before, she passed away about, earlier this year, well, a couple months ago.
I didn't
No,
know
not
that.
earlier this year, I guess late last year, in her 70s of cancer, but her road was fixed.
Oh,
The roads do affect our quality of life.
For sure.
When you have to drive on a road that is in poor condition every day, that's a quality of life issue. And I know there's a lot of things happening in the world and some serious issues going on. So I don't want to diminish what's happening, in other places when we talk about roads, because it's a first world problem. But it does affect people's quality of life. And she complained to me for many years, and I promised her it would get done, and it did. And so I'm so happy to see so many streets, especially, these older parts of town getting done, because she lived in the older part that had been, it was
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Well, Jolly.
Donna Jolly, she's
Donna-
another one.
Donna Jolly, hers was done last year.
Yeah, that we
as
promised
well.
would get done.
Mhm.
And so it is a quality of life. So, Neil, I
Although I would
appreciate
like
you.
to clarify that we don't really have a whole lot to say about what roads you do.
No,
So I'm just like, I want to make sure that we are not sitting in your office
No.
saying,
no,
we want Donna Jolly's road done.
no.
There's a methodical process that goes into
Thank you.
determining which
Yeah.
roads are done, and you mentioned the Indian streets up there. Well, Nathaniel is a large, long,
Yeah.
wide street, and that one will be done in 2024 as
Wow.
well. The reason it doesn't show up on this list is because it's gonna have a
It's
bomb
more
dropped
than
on
just a
it.
surface.
It's gonna have a new water main put in and full curb-to-curb asphalt restoration. So,
Yeah, I mean, it just so happened that Sharon's got done. It wasn't because I said do Sharon's road, but I did, but she reached out, and as a council member, I wanted to listen and took it to Marty, and there was some other work that needed to be done anyway, and so that's our
Yeah.
job, is to help where we can, and sometimes it's not always possible to do their roads, but, when someone reaches out, and Donna Jolly came for many years as well, but it is a quality of life issue, and so I appreciate, Neil, the time you put into this to making our budget go as far as we can with the money we have, and there's going to be a lot of road work done, so thank you for your work and your department as well.
they've done a good job. This project was bid out by staff. Staff
Wow.
did this. So that saved an additional tens of thousands as well.
And honestly,
Wow.
the roads will be an issue forever.
They will
It
be.
doesn't, they will never be all done. We live in Utah where it's extremely hot and extremely cold, and and our pipes are old underneath the roads. This will be an issue until the end of time. It'll never be all the way fixed. We can do what we can as, best we can, but this will be an ongoing issue.
Some of the hardest decisions are just where to stop because, you go
yeah.
out there and you look and you drive and we've driven these roads and we drive them, you guys drive them and we say, why are we stopping here? We should go to here. And there's just always the next road that can be done and that needs to be done. And we're gonna chip away at it. I mean, that's the commitment that we'll make. And if you guys see a road that you say, well, what about this one? Let me know and we can certainly know if it's
Take a look.
soon or if we have utilities or what the issue might be.
All right, so I'll ask right now, the rest of the 13th East, the
The rest of
Dalton-
13th East.
Dalton part to
Yeah.
the 5th, is
Yeah.
that coming?
It is in my sights.
Okay.
The water line in there, we need to see if we need to do that.
Okay,
Because we're gonna do 500 North,
Yeah.
whether it's this summer or next summer. But
would be
to
just a
finish
nice-
out that 13th East would be awesome.
So Councilmember Anderson, how many times have we repaved the road in front of your house?
well, the first time it wasn't done with the right temperature of mixture, but
It was
can I
bad
tell
a
how
while.
many times
So
that
you've
I've
got a good
heard
road
about
now,
it?
don't you?
But I will also say that Third East is one of the most
Yeah, it is.
busy,
Heavily used.
heavily trafficked streets.
Okay. Any other questions? for the Director. If not, ask for a motion on the awarding of our 2024 pavement preservation project.
I'd love to make this motion. I ask that we consider approving, awarding Geneva Rock Products, Inc., the bid for the 2024 pavement preservation project, as read by you.
We have a motion by Councilmember Anderson. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Jensen. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We'll now move to 13D, which is in conjunction with this project, to consider awarding Rivendell Tree Experts the bid for the 2024 pavement preservation tree trimming project in the base bid of amount of $36,995 and authorize the mayor to sign the notice of award. Director.
Yeah, as mentioned, we got to trim the trees up before we put the equipment out there. Yep.
I agree.
Okay, no other questions? I ask for a motion.
Make the motion that we award Rivendell Tree Experts the bid for the 2024 pavement preservation tree trimming project in the base bid amount of $36,995 and authorize the mayor to sign the notice of award.
We have a motion by Councilmember Lamone. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Jensen. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Is this a different tree company that we haven't used before? or-
We have not used them yet,
Okay. 'cause
but
I
we
was noticing
solicited
that was a different name.
5 or 6, and we got it all the way from 105,000 down to this 36,000, so it's a good bid.
Okay, well done.
Okay, we'll now move on to action item number 13E, to consider for request for Scott Flora for a 4-lot final residential subdivision plat called Bullock Subdivision Plat B on .99 acres, approximately located at 1025 North, 600 West, in the R18 Single Family Residential Zone. And we'll turn this over to Director Cardenas.
Perfect. Mayor, Council, what we have in front of us at the address that you just mentioned, 1025 North, 600 West, is the property right here. It's a deep lot, as we can see. This is 1000 North, 1100 is right here. This is 600, okay? This is 600 West. So the frontage of this lot is right here on 600 West. This is the lot, the subject lot that we're talking about. And right now it's a single-family dwelling in, as you mentioned, .99, almost 1 acre. We're talking about 43,000 square feet, okay? So what the applicant is proposing is to do a 4-lot subdivision, a 4-lot, flag lot, single-family residential subdivision. The zone, as we can say, this green color right here, or everything that encompasses this area, is an R1A, meaning that each lot needs to be at least 8,000 square feet lots, single-family dwelling, okay? So what the applicant is proposing is the following. This is 600 West. Again, 1100 is gonna be right here, and this is 1,000, somewhere around here. But again, this property has frontage on 600 West. The main lot is gonna be lot number 3. There's a home already located right here, and there's gonna be 3 more lots that are gonna be served by a common stem. That's gonna be private. That's gonna be the access to lot 6, 5, and 4. This is an administrative decision, meaning that we gotta make sure that it meets what we already have in our code. This item already went to the Planning Commission, and it received a unanimous recommendation of approval for a final 4-lot, flag lot residential subdivision in the R18 zone. Each lot at least being 8,000 square feet lots. That's what I have
You
for
know,
your
that's
council.
in my neighborhood, and I've never noticed how deep that lot went
That's
behind
what
that house.
I had to look on a map to try to figure out where that was even at.
Oh, let me see if I can bring up the map again, and I'm gonna zoom out a little. Actually, I have it
South of
right here.
1100 on 600
Yeah.
West. I had no idea that was up,
Right here.
that's such a deep lot.
And you know what? There's gonna be a lot of those type of future subdivisions like that. As we're running out of land with frontage, there's gonna be some flag lot subdivisions. Usually when we drive, the first thing that we saw is just the main structure. We don't see what's behind. but a lot of the future subdivisions will be done like
And the
that.
question is, Mayor running a dental place out of his house? I don't know, it says dental. Mayor?
So,
It says dental.
It's a dental
RisNet Dental.
Is this a home business that we're not aware of?
must be, I guess.
That's like
I don't
Google,
know.
that's the Google website, so I don't know if that's, let's not make that official. It's just-
We're gonna need a code enforcement, please.
I
We need to
think you've been
investigate.
scammed.
Well, I haven't got my teeth fixed yet, so anyway.
I know the ice cream that
That's
comes out
interesting.
of there, that's anti-dental.
So that's,
That's just an aerial Google image that I brought up for idea.
Okay.
This is our zoning map, and this is the property right here.
Can you just go back to the flag lot for just a
Yeah,
minute?
sorry,
Just-
we'll stay on task.
Yes, sir.
It was just, okay, so the road will come off of 600.
Correct. This is gonna be the stem. It will go.
That's a standard width road.
The
No.
stem, no, the stem is a private. This is not gonna be a road. This is gonna be a
Flag lot.
private common stem,
So we're talking
25 feet.
25 feet
Mhm.
wide.
And this will be a private road.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Correct. It's an easement
Well-
situation.
Yeah.
It's called a common stem, the stem of a flag lot. So it's gonna serve not just access, but also utilities for lot 6, 5, and 4.
How close is that road to the current structure?
This road,
Yeah, how close is it gonna run next to the house?
You talking about setback?
so the setback right here needs to be at least 10 feet. So from here, if you can see this dotted line right here,
The side
this is the
10
building
feet.
envelope, so the setback right here has to be at least 10 feet. So if we go back to the aerial picture,
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
it has to be. Again, it's an administrative decision, so it has to be measured like that, correct? Yes.
Okay, thanks, Daniel.
yeah, go
My
go
pleasure.
back to the other picture, the overall picture.
The aerial picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, because there's another one, there's some other flag lots
Yeah,
also
there's one
there,
right here.
just
Over
to
there on
the-
the left.
There's another one right here.
right there.
Similar
Yeah,
situation
right
of what
there.
happened right here.
So that's what it's gonna look like.
Correct.
Okay?
So on this map, the lot we're talking about has a little bit of a L to it. Do you see that on
This
the
one right
top?
here?
Is that just inaccurate on this map, or is that really where the lot is
No,
supposed
so-
to run?
That's when someone submits for a new lot, we work on all those property lines. As you can see, there's a gap right here as well. There's another one right here. Now, this is our zoning map. These lines are just to give us an idea.
Right.
Kind of like that. Nothing of that shows exactly where the property line is. This is just to give us an idea of the location of it.
Does it have a jog like that, though?
Not anymore. So that was
Doesn't
fixed
look
with
like
the
it, yeah.
with the subdivision
With the
process.
subdivision.
Mhm.
Doesn't
It
look
used
like
to have it, yeah, but not anymore.
Okay, any other questions for Director? If not, I need a motion for the four-lot final residential subdivision.
Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the request of Scott Flora on a 4-lot final residential subdivision plat called Bullock Subdivision, Plat B, on .99 acres, approximately located at 1025 north, 600 west in the R18,
Yep.
single-family residential zone.
Thank you. We have a motion from Councilmember Williams. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Lamone. And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. That concludes our action items tonight for your vote. We'll now move on to our things we didn't cover in our work session because we didn't have one this evening. And we'll start in the back with Sherry for our director's reports. Looks like it's busy over there at the library.
Yeah. Yeah, we did a Happy Noon Year party on the 30th
So cute.
and did a balloon drop at noon with a countdown and got about 200 kids there. And we just always have fun things going on. We're doing well.
I want a whistle.
You
So,
won a
I
whistle.
want a whistle, so. it's just all right.
Congratulations.
I heard you took it from a little kid at the balloon drop.
Easy.
One a whistle?
It was
No.
4
All right.
years old, it's okay.
Yeah.
Chief, do you want to come forward? Chief Brown.
Mayor, City Council, just prior to the Christmas holiday, our department embarked on delivering some Christmas baskets. These were 16 families that were identified of having some fairly difficult incidents that we assisted on during this past year. So we delivered to those 16 families. That was kind of one of the highlights of the holidays for the police department here. As far as the normal police activity, the county as a whole was fairly busy, but Pleasant Grove seemed to get a break from some of the action that was dispersed throughout the county. So we enjoyed a pretty quiet holiday around here in Pleasant Grove. We just had the one incident Christmas Day, the swatting call out that tied us up for about 45 minutes, a kind of a prank phone call trying to get the SWAT team activated, but we quickly dispelled that. That was just north of the junior high. We blocked that road down for about 45 minutes and quickly determined that to be some type of a hoax. Other than that, the police department doing pretty well. We just had one of our officers firm up his retirement plans. He'll be leaving in about 6 weeks.
Who?
Sergeant Henderson.
Oh, really?
So we'll be losing Sergeant Henderson, so we'll have to replace the sergeant position and go about trying to find someone to replace a 20-year guy, and that's no easy task. He's a great officer.
Will
He'll
you be
be
having
leaving.
a go-away party for him or anything?
Yes, so February 15th is his last day. 16th is his retirement day, so he'll be leaving.
Will you send out a reminder?
I will do. And
Thank
we
you.
have to
Or like an invite? That'd be
plan
great.
something, yeah. And then, other than that, we've also made a change in our canine handler. We have a new canine officer. Jerem Hendricks is our new canine officer. He will be taking Freya to dog school here in January 22nd. He'll be working with Freya for about 6 months through 2 different courses at the Dog Academy. So we give our thanks to Officer Estrada for her work and stuff like that. She's handed that dog off to Officer Hendricks, and the reports that Django is enjoying retirement.
Saw Django this morning, and he is doing really good.
Django's having a great life as a retired dog at the Peterson residence, so.
So cute.
Yeah, and we need to have some
He's gorgeous,
commemoration
by
for
the way.
Django too, because Django was a great drug dog. But things in your police department are running well. I think our morale is high, and we'll anxious to start off this new year and looking forward to all the challenge that it brings, and we'll just take them head on. So, any questions?
No, well done.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Dion, the Parks.
I'm going to beat Neil to his little good news. So this was the first Christmas in quite a few years that we weren't paged out to do snow removal. It's been kind of quiet.
Oh, that's nice.
So it was nice to have
Okay, but I
staff
wanted a
home.
white Christmas though. But now I feel bad that I wanted that because then you guys would have gone out.
We have a love-hate thing going right now because we love we're out getting aeration done and everything cleaned up, like, you know,
Like it's
just getting us,
September.
yeah, like it's September. I mean, it's January.
Does that help you to
2nd.
get ahead for spring and
Oh,
summer?
definitely.
Really? With
Yeah,
the weather?
definitely. So it's been a big plus for us, but we're just not getting the moisture we need. So
Like
hopefully
there's
it
been
changes.
people at the pickleball courts. Like that's
Yep.
nuts. In January?
Yesterday,
in December?
the Veterans and Discovery were all packed.
Are you serious?
Yes, they were.
Yeah,
Said
they
we
was-
miss
Oh my
you.
gosh.
It's crazy yesterday out in the park. So, but
I
we're
don't
we're
go
just
unless it's 50 or above. So
we're taking down. We started lights today, so we'll take down those and
they
as long
look
as the
so
weather-
good.
Thank
By
you.
the way.
They were so good and
So good.
so many compliments. It looked
you.
awesome.
I'll pass that along to
Yeah,
the guys.
it looks so good.
That's all I had, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Megan from the Rec Department.
And the inside is also packed with people playing pickleball.
No, it's going really well though on the inside. I think we've got a smooth schedule going now with basketball and pickleball, and everybody's just happy and playing, so it's going really well. Yeah, so rec center's busy, right? Today is January 2nd, so everybody has started their new goals. So, so we're busy as can be. We got
And
a
by
Because we ate sugar for 2 weeks.
and then by January 15th, there'll be no one.
So yeah, no, we're kicking and screaming and dealing with all the people that are coming and going, but it's fun. Staff-wise, it's a little quiet right now. Everybody's kind of out. There's not very many programs going on. It's about the only time of year that happens. So we're quiet in the office, but lots going on in the building. Fitness fairs, January programs, things like that, they're all going at the fitness fair, so it'll be a good kickoff to the year. And then just lots of planning for this upcoming year. We're excited for 2024 and see what we can make happen, so. Any questions?
Thank you.
Megan, what time's the fitness fair? Do you know off the top of your head?
Yeah, 9 to 1 is when the official fitness fair is. You can also buy your pass online if you want to, but that's the only time that there's discounts of 20%, not that it matters to you guys.
And
But-
that's the whole week.
Yeah, it does go for a full week, yeah.
Okay, so it goes for a full week, they can get the discount, okay.
Yeah,
The
they
fair
do
is just on Saturday.
Yeah, the discount is the whole week. The 9 to 1 though, like the first 100 people that come and want it also get a day, childcare day pass, like a punch pass.
Oh,
So
cool.
we have quite a few people that come just in person to get those, to get one of those daycare punch passes.
So
It's a long line.
it is a long line. Without creating too big of a hoopla blah, are we selling pool passes with that?
No,
Okay.
that question came up today, verified it, no pool passes being sold.
Okay.
At the moment.
At the
That
At
could
this
change,
moment,
but-
no, until we know further as to what it looks like.
Yeah,
for
that's
the
probably
opening.
good. Okay, well, is there like a, hey, I bought it, can I add it?
100%.
Okay, cool.
We did that last year, it's the same situation, right?
Right.
So I think it's May 1st is the plan for those to kick in and open up, and we will still do the same 20%.
Awesome.
So we'll
Perfect.
offer that during that
If they buy the pass,
in May. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
well, if they buy the pass in January,
Yep, then they get the
awesome.
20% off.
Cool, perfect.
Yeah, so no problem on that, yeah, but yeah. And that, yeah, speaking of the pool though, we are, just finalizing, we've got everything to, the engineers to get the final design, to get the final, like, what it all costs and get it back with, CEM and that sort of thing. So we're just kind of in limbo right now, waiting to get those final numbers with that final project. So as soon as we get that, we'll pass that along, but we're anxious to get that along as fast as we can, so.
Perfect.
But we're in limbo right now.
Thanks, Megan. You're awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Megan. David, HR.
We tell us how many people have left and how many people we need to hire.
Happy New Year, everyone. With the new year, just wanted to give you a heads up that later this week, you'll be receiving, as well as all employees, will receive an email about some required trainings we'll be doing. We are members of the Utah Local Government Trust, and so we have access to their Cantola platform. So we'll be requiring all employees to do harassment training, a cybersecurity training, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and then for those applicable employees, defensive driving. They recommend that we do those periodically, keep us safe and our costs down.
I've seen Diana drive. We may want to include her in that.
Well, it's like, how many times do I have to pass that before I'm certified?
So those links to that will be going out later this week, and we'll let employees have through the end of March to complete those trainings. Also, I will be sending out some forms for you as well as all employees to be completed. One is a designation of overtime and comp time. Unfortunately, you guys don't get paid overtime, although I'm sure you spend hours reading agenda packets. Also a form for conflict of interest and a form for secondary employment. So that is my update today.
Thanks, David. So Director of Public Works, Neil.
Let me get the timer. Set it, Denise, set it now.
After hearing the news about the pool, and we're cleaning up the PI tanks, we're gonna see if Rec will lend us their lanes and their climbing wall and set those up at the Monson tank, maybe, or the Manila Pond, and
That would make news. It would be so fun.
we'll sell some passes. We'll give you a good discount on them. Public Works has competing prayers because the snowplow drivers don't want to be out plowing on Christmas Day, but we need some snow as well. And so the water situation, it's a little early to get excited about it because until March and April hits, I won't worry about the water supply situation. But
As Dayan mentioned, the first time in a long time that anybody can remember not being out plowing or having a water leak. We did have one call out, and that was somebody's water heater needed to have a reset button pushed on it. So we got that taken care of. That's customer service at our, it was not Sid. So I just,
But I think
that was
there-
Eric, that wasn't me.
But there is a storm coming though, I think, this weekend, we think.
So we hope the snow comes for our water supply, and the people are ready, and we appreciate all that the city elected officials do to make Public Works function, and no news is good news. That's where we're sitting today. We're excited for a new year, and we're ready for the planning of the next projects. Any questions?
Thank you. Chief Ingerman. Now, Chief, I dropped in on a little, wondered why we had so many out-of-town fire trucks and EMS at our station here
Yeah, I think.
a week or so again. So you want to briefly talk about
I
that?
think we scared the mayor a little bit, because I think the mayor saw Orm out there, I think Lone Peak, Provo, American Fork, they're all there. So we did a little after-action review, planning meeting over this call we had out here at the, off the boulevard, where that truck went into the building and pinned that gentleman. Really good call. I mean, it was, well, I don't want to say good call, but for us, everything went really well for the patient. I'll say it was kind of a bad deal what happened. The one person had a medical emergency, went across that light, hit that building, and when he hit that building, kind of clipped 3 rooms of that. There's 3 separate apartments that he actually damaged. Went in the front room is a bedroom. There's a gentleman sleeping in a bed when that truck hit him, pushed him through that room into the next room. So this gentleman was actually under the truck with the guy in the truck still with his foot on the fuel, on the gas pedal, spinning his tires until the tires literally came off and pinned in there. Our guys showed up. I'll give you just a quick little update. Chief Larson showed up at 8:56 a.m. that morning. Right away, they called for, within 3 to 4 minutes, we called for 4 extra stations. We called for Provo, we called for AF. Orm was on their way. Lone Peak showed up. They started heading our way without saying anything, because they could hear what was going on. They knew what was happening, so they started heading our way, which is a great asset for us. We got there. The gentleman that was in it, that we realized that after we realized somebody was in there, it took us a few minutes to figure out somebody was in there. It took us 10 minutes to get the driver out, because he was kind of pinned in there with the building, because we weren't sure how the building was compromised. Tim from the building department showed up within 10 minutes, I think, which is awesome, because he was able to help us look at that building and just, make sure it was safe to do what we were doing and how things were going. Got that first gentleman out. American Fork took him. Took us just over 20 minutes to get the other gentleman out that was pinned underneath the truck and get the debris off him. Once we got him out, we turned him over to Orm, which transported him to the hospital. But in that meantime, doing that, our guys were on air in full air packs trying to extricate this gentleman out of his car, because we thought there's a fire in there. With the tire smoke and with the engine going, we didn't know what was going on. It was very smoky. It was very kind of just a bad situation all the way around. We got him with Orm. Orm took him, met the helicopter. We called the helicopter 5 minutes into the scene. We called for a helicopter. We met them at American Fork Hospital. They picked him up. They flew him down to Utah Valley, and in that time, they had started a couple units of blood in flight. He was conscious and breathing, talking to us while he was under the vehicle. He was completely lucid, knew what was going on. By the time we got him out in the back of the ambulance, he quit talking, didn't nothing. He wouldn't respond to anything. Got him down to the hospital. They actually had to do CPR for about 30 seconds to a minute on him when he got down there. The doctor, after this review we had, when the mayor showed up, because we had American Fork Hospital, we had Utah Valley Hospital, we had Timpanogos Hospital, all the hospitals that were involved in this. We had all five departments that were there, went over this whole scenario. And after talking with the ER doc, the surgeon down at Utah Valley, he said, this gentleman, in 5 minutes or less, he probably wouldn't have made it. Being that he was down there when he coded for that 30 seconds to a minute, they did CPR on him. If he'd have been anywhere else, he probably wouldn't have made it. So not just our guys did a great job, I think, but across the whole board, everybody did real good. Just everything went perfect. So it was a really good call, and it was just real nice to sit down with everybody in that meeting and have a good talking discussion about it. So it was really good. I know the mayor come walking over there, he kind of looked at us like, what's going on? What's happening? It was kind of funny. It's like, we're just having a little meeting, having some fun, but it went really good. It was a great call. It was a great outcome, and this gentleman that was in there, he had some significant injuries. He had, a spleen that was injured, his liver, I can think clavicle, his shoulder, ribs on both sides, pelvis. So he had a ton of injuries. We went and met him at the hospital about 2 weeks ago. All 4 departments went down there, talked to this gentleman. He'd been in the hospital the whole time, but great spirits, doing real good.
There was a news special.
Yeah, they did something on, I missed it.
A couple days ago.
Yeah, I missed it.
Maybe a week ago.
Yeah, he's doing actually really good right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
boy, he's lucky.
super lucky. He's really lucky on.
Lucky he had you guys.
Yeah, no, and everybody did an awesome job. It just went really good. It was a smooth, everything went perfect. So, guys, we had Provo, we had shored up the building, we did all kinds of stuff. It just went really good and everything went perfect. So I commend my guys and everyone that we worked with. It was awesome, so.
You guys were also involved last week with the fire in Orem, right?
Yeah, we went down there. They called us a little bit late. I went down there with them. By the time we got down there, that place went up really quick. It was hot. By the time I got down there wasn't much left. It had.
In that house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a 17,000 square, 17, that hadn't been lived in, it's been vacant for, but yeah, we went down and helped them out on that for a little while, and that worked out good. It's just,
under construction for 7 or 8 years.
yeah, it's been a long time, so. But yeah, that's been, one other call I want to talk to you about, and then one other thing, but first, I would say, the first couple weeks in December, I was gone to Florida.
Yes.
Picking up my boy and bringing him back and driving him back. So we drove through Florida, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, New Mexico. Just so you guys know, I'll put our roads up against any one of those roads I went through. After driving a 26-foot box truck, towing a trailer with a car on it, I will take anyone around here. I'll be glad to drive on any one of those roads. Yeah, I met some interesting roads that were out that way. So it was a long drive, interesting drive, but yeah, it was, just so you guys know, I think we're doing pretty darn good. So it was a good, fun little trip.
Well, I always laugh when somebody says, we have the worst roads in the world. And I'm like, really?
Oh, no, after driving across
you need
country
to
70
get out
miles
of
an
the
hour
country.
downhill, I got a good feel for all that. One other call I'm going to just quickly go over. Captain Hardy talked to me just the other day about it. One of our officers, Officer Green, they had a call come in of a 1.5-year-old, 18-month-old choking. The call said, as he arrived, it was completely clear the baby was not breathing, turning blue.
Wow.
The father tried to get it out, whatever this was in the mouth, get it out, couldn't get it out. Officer Green showed up. He beat us there by a minute or two because he was closer. He got in there and actually gave this 18-month-old a good 4, 5, 6 blows in the back and actually dislodged a penny that was in there, which the father couldn't get out. He was able to dislodge that. So by the time our medics showed up with Captain on B shift, they got up there. The baby was crying, color was good, everything was just fine. So we were able to just turn around and hand baby over to mom and say, hey, good job, everything looks good. But thanks to Officer Green. I talked to Chief Brown about him a little bit, but I think one of these days, I'll bring him in here next little bit, just kind of congratulate him, kind of give him some. I just want to let you guys know that our officers are awesome. They did a great job, showed up, they responded, did exactly what, they did, what they're supposed to. So it was awesome, so.
Well done.
Yeah, it was perfect. With that, we have our new ambulance. It's in the bay over there.
Okay.
So you can come take a peek at it. We're going to take it down to Winter Fire School in a couple weeks down in St. George and show it off to all the chiefs and all the departments in the state.
Get a
for
commission.
couple
Get a
days.
commission.
What's that?
Get a commission.
I should.
All
I'm going to do
yourself.
something out of it and make sure. But yeah, so we're excited about that. Get that going. Everything else is going good. We had one of our full-time guys decide to go part-time. So we kept him as part-time, but so we'll have another spot open here in the next little bit. But we're doing real good. Staffing, things are coming around. A lot of people are picking up shifts. So in that respect, everything's going really good. Good. So
It has been kind of busy. I've noticed, I've heard a lot of sirens.
I have to.
we've been fairly busy.
Yeah.
It's our call volume. Looking at the quick stats this past little bit, we went up almost 200 calls this last year, I think. So it's just steadily about the same.
200 more in 2023
Yeah.
than in 2022.
Yeah, so we've steadily kind of been keeping that up, so. But yeah, everything's been going good, everything's working great, so. Anything else? So, you guys have any questions? Okay,
Thanks, Chief.
thank you.
Daniel? Been pretty quiet over community development.
Well, this is definitely the holidays is the easiest time for department. We are in the process of hiring a part-time, and they will be fully staffed. But we are giving full service right now is how we are set up. Kara is our new building assistant, and Christina is our new land use assistant. So they're all full-time right there in the front counter. Tina and I are working on a new ordinance regarding how to approve or the process of single-family duplexes and townhomes, residential subdivisions. That's mandated by the state. It was Senate Bill 174. So it's coming to you guys on pretty soon. And it's just kind of like it streamlines the process of how to go to review and approve these subdivisions. Right now, our code says that any subdivision, residential subdivision, that is 3 or less lots, just goes to Planning Commission, and from Planning Commission goes to the staff, okay? And for example, any subdivision that has 4 or more lots, single-family lots, or townhomes, comes to City Council. With this new ordinance mandated by the state, it goes to Planning Commission, and then it goes to staff. So it won't come to City Council anymore, okay? And that's for the entire state of Utah. That's how the process is. But we'll draft something good, and we'll present it to you guys in probably pretty soon, and we're working on that 174, Senate Bill, SB 174, yes. Okay,
Anything else for Daniel? Thanks, Daniel.
my pleasure, Mayor.
So Denise,
The audit's done,
that's good.
so that's a good thing, yeah.
Now you can get back and do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, then I can do some budgeting. So yeah, the audit is done, and the document's posted on our website, and it's been submitted to the Governor's Finance Officers Association for approval or recognition. And we also did the PAFR, which is the Popular Annual Financial Report, and that's actually on the website, and it's been submitted to GFOA. So all that stuff's out there for great.
Okay. Thank you. And Wendy, wow, thank you. It's a big night tonight, and you're official now. So anyway. Have you got anything else for us tonight?
I do not.
Okay. General Counsel, Christine, do you have anything? Tina?
Not very much, Mayor. We're still trying to close on those Series B bonds for the health center. Flurries of emails over the holidays. Hopefully any day now we'll get the go-ahead from the finance underwriters. And then just working on some unique grandma requests that we received with regard to the police department. And that's about it.
Okay. Kyler?
Just a quick reminder that the legislative session will start in 2 weeks. So we'll be looking forward to see what the legislature wants to do to us this year.
Excellent. Well, Scott,
I
talk
just
about our
have-
next meeting.
Yeah, I just have a couple of calendaring items. I don't know, Eric, if you were going to cover the state of the cities, or?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I sent out an appointment a couple of weeks ago for next Wednesday, the 10th of January, over lunchtime at Walker Farms, which is in Linden, I believe.
Correct.
The Chamber is hosting the State of the Cities. I believe the mayor's going to be saying a few words on behalf of Pleasant Grove. But
Scott, the council, of course, would love to have you there, and then directors if they would like to come.
Okay, so council's invited, and directors, I'll send you the appointment too, so that they have it. I also sent an appointment for the fitness fair. Not an obligation to show up, but if you want to attend that, I just put that for you in your calendar. And then our meeting in 2 weeks is going to be on a Wednesday night instead of a Tuesday. We're scheduled for January 17th. for that. That's all I have.
Okay. With that, I've got a few things here. So I do have the council assignments for this next year. So you guys look it over and then get back with me if you want to do something different or. Years, and along with that, as you look at that, we have a representative who's served last 2 years on the county dispatch.
Yeah, the Central 911 Executive Board.
And so we just want to know if there's any council members. I think Eric's had enough of that, so or he's done a great job there attending our meetings. But if any of
They're
you
great
would
people, that's good, but it's just, yeah, it's time for someone else to.
want to know if any of the council wants to take on that assignment. If not, we'll have Scott assign one of the administrative staff to take over that. So anyway, let me know. And if you really have a dire need to really figure out dispatch down there.
Well, and Eric can tell them what they
Yeah. So-
They typically meet, it's usually once a month, and it's, you don't have to go down to the county. It's all, they have it via Zoom that you can come in on, and you represent our city as one of the many cities that are part of Central 911 on the executive board and talk about everything that's going on within our county for 911. And what are the needs of, I think there are like 15 or 16 staff down dispatchers. So they need help.
Wow.
I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
Like to do that?
Sure.
You guys all right if we? Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
I'll send you over my information.
Okay. Is it like in the evenings when's the Zoom calls, during the day?
It's usually around, in the mornings, 9 to 10.
That's great. Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay, the other thing I've got on Fox Hollow board, we have some council members that represent that. It's kind of ongoing, but our three ones that have been, the longest one serving on that board is Jay Fugel.
Awesome.
And then we've got our new Chipman and Keely Giles are our two new people, but they've informed me that for the next 2 years, we're supposed to appoint somebody to chair that. So I'd like to have Jay Fugel.
Great.
You guys all right with that?
He's an amazing job with
Yeah,
them.
he's got the experience.
He's,
Yeah.
he said he'd be willing to do that, so I wanted to run that by you. And I'll,
More to help those boys with the finances than anybody.
Yeah, I agree.
Mayor, we usually share, sometimes we, not to put Wendy on the spot, but sometimes each city takes their turns with the city recorder being the recorders for that. I don't know if it's our turn or not, but Jay, he should be able to tell us.
I'll find out, yeah.
How's Jay's hip? Is he?
Sorry, Wendy.
Is he walking around?
Oh, he's
Perfect.
He's kind of hiking a little bit.
Is he
so-
golfing by Strawberry Days?
Yeah, he'll be golfing.
Okay.
He'll be back. He's feeling it pretty good.
There you go.
So, anyway, I think that's all I've got for this evening, and so, Eric,
I just have one item.
that's good, Eric, just
I know,
one.
I try to keep it under 3. I'll send this to Scott, but February 8th is the Chamber's business, the awards gala. And Mr. Rogers knows how this,
to me, and I've already
That's
set
a
up.
great event.
okay, you have
Was
this?
that on our calendar?
Yeah, it should be. Let me.
It'll start at 6.
And we're up.
We're hoping to have it at Oliver's Place, but I don't think that's going to happen.
So I have sent you an appointment,
Yeah. It's still under construction, so we can't really have it there.
but I do have a TBD as far as the venue. So as soon as
Yeah.
I know the venue, I'll update the
Well,
appointment.
we will know tomorrow,
Like 6 PM?
6 PM. Black tie event, said. Okay.
It's gonna be hard for Todd because the Jazz will be beating the Suns that night.
Yeah.
That's it, man, that's all I have.
Okay,
There'll be money on that one, I can tell you.
Diana,
I'll welcome Steve. This is a fun beginning of a chapter for you. And so welcome. And just grateful for all the things that all the staff is doing. I know you're all working hard and we see it. And I'm just grateful for what you're doing. So that's all I got.
okay, Steve,
I appreciate the warm welcome I received from everybody in the city and also on the council, so thank you. I look forward to the next 4 years in serving.
Okay. Todd?
I don't, no. Welcome, Steve, and thanks for, it was a great 2023. Lot of things accomplished, a lot of things going on. I see that I've been assigned community development, so I'm excited about, obviously, where we're headed with our community development and restaurants, and so that's where we need to go, so.
Maybe you can get the inside information out of there for us. That Daniel never gives us. So,
is there any news on that front, by the way? One, yeah. One? We'll take one.
Wait, can you tell us?
Yeah, I received a building permit for a very famous chicken place that serves sandwiches and nuggets.
Chick-fil-A? Nuh-uh.
It happens.
It happened.
Nice.
Hey, we have arrived.
But a building permit
That's cool.
on the location that we talked about. Well done.
That's awesome.
Huge. That's big news.
So we're gonna have to have a parking situation help with that?
No, we're doing our best to make sure they have to follow every regulation and.
They somehow
They're a
make it work,
drive-
and
they're a
you get
drive-through.
through like so fast.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
No,
So,
have you not been, the Orem one is horrible.
Well, they're gonna have
The AF
three,
one is-
they're gonna have 3 drive-ups.
3 drivers?
3 lanes, 3 lanes.
Better
Is
than
that
a
right?
bank.
Daniel?
Yeah.
That Orem one, though, I was there the other day, I was like.
Awesome.
this is
No, I wanna
Awesome.
support 'em.
Well done. That's it. Thanks, Mayor.
Great.
Sid?
yeah, just a couple of quick things. I don't know if you saw on the news, about 2 days before Christmas, there was an emergency plane landing at the Spanish Fork Airport, and the plane exploded after the pilots exited. Well, I guess the interesting part of the story, that it was a 23-year-old Pleasant Grove resident who was 9 hours away from getting his pilot's license with his brother. It was Cassie Farley's son. She's a former teacher at the high school, and they live next door to my parents right now, so we're good friends with Thomas and his family. But I cannot believe he was able to call his instructor. As the cabin filled with smoke, they literally could not see their hand in front of their face.
Oh my God.
He was able to get a hold of his instructor, who told him to immediately open a window and start doing S-turns, call in for Mayday. They had just flown over Tempe, Utah Lake. Luckily, they were close to the airport. He landed the plane with the cabin filled with smoke. His brother was trying to call his mom to say goodbye because they were, it was bad. And couldn't get a hold of his mom, but they landed the plane on the 2 back wheels. He had just learned 2 weeks before how to land a plane on back wheels. There was no front wheel left. Landed the plane, and the instructor had told them, as soon as you land that plane, get out. And it literally exploded within seconds. There's nothing left of that plane.
Oh my goodness.
They're safe and all.
They're traumatized. But I told his sister, who also is Moses Grove, he's now the safest pilot to fly with, if he can do that. But to have a 23-year-old who just, we have amazing residents here. And as the chief spoke about, literally saving lives, the man in the building that, the car man in the building, the baby, we just have amazing people here. And I'm just super grateful for, we just don't know a lot about these stories, and so I just thought that was awesome, and I appreciate the chiefs and everyone sharing the stories, because we just don't know unless we're told, so thank you for sharing those. My second thing is, I brought this up several years ago. When a veteran wants their name engraved on the wall at the cemetery, I think it was like $100, is that right? Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because I remember we discussed that, but I can't remember that it got finalized, so they don't have to pay a fee at this point, okay? Because I had a veteran come up to me after the last ceremony at Veterans Day in November and ask about it, and I wanted to make sure that was the case, so, okay. Otherwise, they have to wait till the next April? April 1st? Okay. Okay, all right, awesome, thank you, that's all.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Sid. That was just a miracle, because that's just, that doesn't happen where that should have been 2 fatalities there, so anyway, somebody's watching over them. Anyway, with that, if there's nothing else, it's just I look forward to this year with our new council member, and boy, a lot of big things are going to happen in Pleasant Grove this next year, and hopefully Chick-fil-A will have a groundbreaking, okay? Not a groundbreaking, but an opening that we'll cheer them on. Oh, break ground, yeah, too, okay, so anyway. So if there's nothing else, I ask for a motion to adjourn.
Mayor, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second. We have a motion